Now let's talk about the market performance. Certainly it's seemingly bright. We saw the market up quite substantially on Friday, up again today. We seem comfortable, but do you think it's sustainable, David?
Yes, the market has actually been upbeat, and today it continued, generally driven by the banking sector. Whether the drive upwards is sustainable is actually what we cannot ascertain now, but so far the market has attained a point of dynamic equilibrium around the 23,000 all-share index point. And so we say, well, it's a stable market that we have had for quite a while, but how sustainable will the market upsurge be? I think that will be very, very difficult to ascertain, because what has been driving the market in recent times is the demand for first bank shares. And the volume has actually been upswing for quite a while. It is actually clear that perhaps some strategic investors are taking position in First Bank, and how long they will continue to demand for the shares of that bank will determine perhaps how sustainable the recent upsurge of the market will be.
That's right, David. But let's talk about flour mills. I mean, that's a stock that has been in the news a lot lately. Of course, we had them release their Q1 2013 results, and now they're coming out with news that they plan actually to buy Thai Farms, which of course is a high-quality cassava flour company. Now, how did the market react to this? Because, I mean, when they did come out with their quite good results, the market didn't seem to react at all. In fact, the stock came out flat. The stock price came out flat. Has the market reacted to this new news of their plans to acquire a controlling stake in Thai Farms?
Yes, that news is price-sensitive information at the heels of the second quarter, the last quarter result which they released, which was also very, very impressive. And so the two information combined are actually sufficient to drive heightened interest in the security. But as it is, although we witnessed high volume trade on the security today, over 600,000 shares were traded in flour mills of Nigeria today. But however, that volume was unable to change the price for that security today. It's therefore likely that there is delayed reaction by investors to these two price-sensitive information which have been released to the market by flour mills recently. If you consider those information as an analyst, you will actually understand that they are quite monumental, especially the acquisition of the oil mill, which will increase its capacity to benefit from the current program on the cassava flour project of the federal government of Nigeria. And so it is a wonderful news that should increase the demand for the security. But as it is, I think is a delayed reaction so far.
Well, certainly, I mean, we talked to the CEO today. You'll be hearing our interview with him a bit later, gave us some insight into some of the company's plans. But let's move on to the banking sector, David. Suddenly, we're seeing it up as investors suddenly have a lot of hunger for these stocks. Tell me more about why we're seeing such robust demand in the banking sector.
Yes, traditionally that sector has been the arrowhead driving volume and all kinds of activities in the equities market. And the recent upsurge has again brought to fore the dominant role of that sector in the market and in the economy at large. Today, just like we have witnessed in the recent past, we have seen upsurge in the volume traded for the three major banks. Today, First Bank traded over 17 million units. GT Bank was over 20 million. Zenith Bank was also in the region of 20 million. So high volume trades are actually still being witnessed in that sector, facilitated by trades in those major banks. It's therefore, in consonance with the state of the Nigerian economy, that is an economy that is being dominated by services, especially banking services, as a result of the short-term nature of the structure of the economy. And that essentially is also what is driving the equities market.
Okay. Well,
however, like I mentioned, Uche,
yes,
the demand, especially for First Bank, is linked to increased activities of foreign investors and institutions that are actively buying First Bank right now.
Okay. Well,
and it is clear that the buying will come to an end in due course. And if that happens, nobody can predict whether
what's going to happen to the market. Thank you so much, David. Yes, certainly we'll be watching what's going to happen. We do hope First Bank continues to post those gains. Thank you so much for joining us, David. That was David Adonri. He's the head GM at Lambeth Trust and Investment.